What's going on, everyone? This is Mark Clark here. Gonna do like a quick little tutorial, walk you guys through the process that I do when I digitally paint. So I got one of my PSDs open here. It's a Masu painting, and usually what I start off with is just like just regular sketch, and doesn't really matter what color you use. I like to either use like purple or like a desaturated purple or blue to do my lines, because I don't know, just makes it easier to just paint over rather than just black. So yeah, just have your basic sketch here with your lines. Usually everything is on one layer, but I've recently started putting all my I still work on one layer. It's just I separate the layers by the pretty much the stage of the painting to make it easier for people to see what my process is. So alright, I'm going to just turn off this layer right here. I have everything broken down on the side into pretty much steps. So turn this off. As you can see, this is the base paint, and the base colors, shadows, where I want my light source to be. Like, of course, you'll have the sun coming down, and one of the main light sources is right here on the hand. So yeah, just want to kind of highlight that, and yeah, putting where where some of the light would actually hit and relative on his clothes. Just kept everything real basic and simple. Just block everything in, and then after that, of course I flatten all this stuff down into one layer, but for this video everything's separated. And that's me adding a little bit more detail, a little bit more lighting from his hand, putting that on his clothes. Putting a little bit more detail into the background. Then sort of fixing my light source, because the light is hitting him from right here. So this should tend to be darker, and of course this area right here should be lighter. Now this stage should probably be almost, I don't know, maybe an hour in or so, give or take, 10 minutes, depending on how complex the actual painting is. I usually do busts and stuff from the waist up, because it's much faster to draw, just to practice and everything like that, just to see how fast I can actually draw or paint. So yeah, not much to say here. Just sort of just fix the lighting a little bit with with my paintbrush, and I'll probably get into brushes during the next walkthrough, show you guys what I actually use. But we're just going to keep it simple for this one. So yeah, just fix the detail on the hair and the eyes. I'll probably do a quick little video to show you how I actually paint eyes. Very simple. All right. Now, this stage is where you do your sort of color correction, and this is where the advantage comes from working with digital art. Because normally, if let's say you're not happy with the way he looks, or like the contrast, the colors, like, oh, I wish I would have made some areas darker and some other areas lighter, you would physically have to repaint all that. But when you're digitally painting, it cuts down time, so you don't physically have to do it. You could just make your adjustment layers right here. Turn this on. As you can see, fixed. So rather than me having to go back and actually paint in all these areas, I just have an adjustment layer for brightness and contrast. You know, turn that off, you see. One for levels, the lights, the whites, the neutrals, and you know, the blacks. And of course, my vibrance layer, you know, to give it more color and not make it look so dull. So yeah, and after I do that, you know, that's pretty much after the first pass. So it's after, you know, this stage right here. So yeah, so after, pretty much after that, and you know, I'll touch it up a little bit more, put in a little bit more detail, and then you'll end up getting the final. Now, in order to get this look right here, I tend to use my selective color layer. So I'll turn this off real quick. Now, with selective color, you can change the balance, as you can see, and it goes for specific colors. So usually, you know, you mess with your reds and your blues. You know, if you turn one up, just do the opposite. That's normally what I do. So if I turn my red, you know, all the way up and play with these a little bit, then I'll turn my blues all the way down. Dull that up. Just play with the slider till you get sort of the colors that you want. And as you can see from right here, I have certain presets. So it's just, you know, but I mostly like to play with the whites. You can turn the whites down to kind of make it brighter. Play with the neutrals a little bit, need to make them darker. Like I said, with digital art, it saves time. Because if I wasn't happy with this, I'd literally have to go in and repaint pretty much all these colors all over again. So it saves you so much time. Take the blacks out, make them darker. But yeah, that's usually what to give it sort of a different kind of look. So yeah, back to this one. Just delete that there. So yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Use selective color and, you know, pretty much up the detail. Added the gold around his in his clothing. Now, usually when I select the color palette, I usually like the green would have been my main color. So let's go back a little bit. But yeah, you see this pale sort of green, like that's pretty much that's what I sort of started off with, and then I just sort of just built off of that, made this darker because I know that he's initially, you know, green. So I do that as a quick way just to get my colors in order, and then I go from there. This is usually the base one. It's sometimes the most saturated, other times not really. It just depends, but I'll probably make a video on how I choose my color palette later on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like if I wanted to, I'd probably, let's just say, wanted to, if I didn't want to paint and, you know, have this little out of focus, just select that, blur it, either Gaussian blur or, you know, lens blur. So, deselect it. So it kind of almost looks like it's, you know, encased. Rather than me having to actually go in and just sort of airbrush over it. Like I said, most of the stuff just saves time. I remember a time when I used to be against this. Now I love it. Especially when you have deadlines and other people waiting for paintings and other artwork. It's just another tool. Not to say that you should completely stop doing traditional art. Don't do that, because you might get worse in this, depending on how often you use it. So, but I think that probably do it for the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. Just leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about the video. Let me know what you didn't like. And, you know, maybe for the next one, I'll probably, no, definitely for the next one, I'll show you guys my brushes and, you know, certain other techniques. I'll probably do, try and find the PSD for the Luigi painting that I did, where, you know, he's pretty much stuck almost like in that haunted house. He's, you know, he's got the blue flame. So yeah, until next time, guys, take care.